Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Data Dispatch. Hope everybody's having a great day. Let's talk about C3.AI, especially some ideas of how trading could possibly happen at market opening here in the near future. Now, closed on Friday, C3.AI at a price of $37.23. Let's talk about, especially this could be a large week with lots of attention, not just showing focus towards C3.AI, more of a speculative AI stock, but also AI stocks in general, as you have lots of news developing across these top blue chip stocks that we see trickle down into some of these smaller market cap stocks, such as C3.AI. Now, with that being said, you do have various opinions. You do have bullish opinions, and of course, on the contra side, you have bearish opinions. We're seeing this with even some increased short interest that's coming into C3.AI. We're going to be exploring this and talking about what we could possibly see, and looking at both sides of the table. It's important to acknowledge that. Now, of course, I'm not a financial advisor. Please take everything I say with a grain of salt. Hit that like button for the algorithm and subscribe for daily videos, as we've been keeping a close eye on C3.AI. Now, if we pull it up on the screen here, let's pop it up. Like I said, at 37.23 is where we did close. Right now, market cap is sitting at that 4.3 billion. Now, where C3.AI does get some criticism from is its revenue metrics. And what I mean by there is we've had recent revenues of kind of in the 70 millions, saying, is this stock pretty expensive for the revenues that are coming in? And is there too much of a valuation that's being placed on C3.AI with the earnings predictions, and with earnings that's coming here in August 30th? That's the estimation that we're going to see with the next quarter earnings. Now, pop it up here. If we pop on the article, as you can see, and looking quickly at the trading price action right here, C3.AI is showing a little bit of support. We'll see if we see this consolidation around this $36 zone. But whenever it does approach those 40s, we see resistance and kind of being beat down right there with some selling pressure. Now, if we pop it up, of course, it is important to acknowledge, of course, with the stock, not getting too zoomed in on these, 1 minute, 5 minute charts, that's more day trading type of atmosphere, but looking and zooming out, that's always an important metric and a simple metric to consider. C3.AI has actually grown 260% this year, this article goes into here. However, has this led the stock getting too far into an anticipated revenue inflection? Basically saying, hey, is the price to earnings, the value, too high for the incoming metrics? And what those incoming metrics, those predictions are, especially last quarter, a good piece of confidence here, though, especially for the bulls, is that it did beat its actual earnings prediction and its earnings per share of negative 13 cents. But with its upcoming quarter earnings right here, that is sitting here at negative 17 cents and estimated at August 30th. We're going to be keeping a close eye, of course, following that day by day as we do get a little bit closer. And also from the bullish perspective, you do have some top experts here in the field that are predicting that tech stocks do still have about another 12 to 15% to grow in the second half of this year. That's being led by some of the top blue chip software and chip sectors, and that is basically what they call here a torch barrier and a tech rally that is continuing to heat up with the AI revolution that's continuing to develop, saying, hey, this is maybe not just like a bubble like we've seen with crypto or other type of things. This is actually a true revolution that we're seeing in AI type software. So what you see is contradicting viewpoints, and especially with C3.AI, their actual consumption-based model that C3.AI does trade at 17 times its sales. That's really expensive, of course, but as it's going to that consumption-based models, usually these companies start to incur higher costs right off the bat, but then as they grow more of a consumer base, they do receive more basically revenue coming in. So revenue right now at the lower metrics compared to the values, this is something that should be expected of these tech stocks, and especially this kind of consumer-based SaaS, the service as a service provider type of business model. Now, with that being said, of course, another criticism that does come at C3.AI is that you do have 35% of its revenues coming from a single customer, Baker Hughes. Now, why this can be seen as a risk factor is what happens if that customer decides to back out and not use them as a customer base. If they base and they don't use them as a service, then you have a large, big consumer concentration that goes away. Now, with that being said, is it smart for C3.AI to maybe target some other smaller customers to decrease this concentration and basically have more people so that way it doesn't be subject to these large revenue changes if one big customer decides to pull out? Now, with that being said, of course, the other top AI stocks, and with AI stocks, as it says, C3.AI is one of the most trending stocks right now. So there is a lot of attention that is happening around it. However, right now we are seeing more of short interest coming into it, possibly people predicting that C3.AI could actually decrease in price with its predictions and with the revenue saying, hey, it's a little too high for its valuation compared to the revenue. But if it's not, and if it does actually beat its upcoming quarter earnings and the shorts are beat and the bullish trends and pattern continue to develop across the board here, then hey, C3.AI could be poised for some great returns. It's only a matter of time, but I think what is important here is the amount of AI stocks that are really starting to evolve. We're going to be keeping an eye for you guys, looking at some of the best AI stocks that there are in the industry, keeping up to date on what's happening on everything with C3.AI, of course, this week. So make sure you subscribe. If you've hit the end of this video, like and comment. What are your opinions on C3.AI? And do you think it's going to be going up in value or down in value? I'll see you guys later and take care.